watching Dr. Dog's Tech History.
Kevin, would you be willing to go first? Are you
Sure.
You happy to do that? All right. We have Kevin Kelly, author of Out of Control.
Unlike most people on this panel, I am not a scientist or technologist, and so my role is mostly as a social observer. And perhaps I was also going to, maybe unlike everyone else, I was actually going to try and answer the question. So there are 6 key words in Doug's question. Will spiritual robots replace humanity by 2100? So I wanted to talk about each of those words. There's 6 words. I'm going to talk about 1 minute for each word, and I'm going to start from the back. 2010. I find it 2100. Excuse me. 2100. 2100. 2100. I find it very useful to think in terms of generations. A generation I define as about 25 years. On average, that's been how long a typical human generation has been. 25 years. People start breeding over centuries. That's pretty good. So that means that civilization, which began about 10,000 years ago, the earliest cities were 8,000 years BC. That means that in the last 10,000 years, the first 10,000 years of civilization, we've had about 400 generations, 400 reproductive cycles. That means if you think about your mother and your mother's mother and the mother of your mother's mother, you go on, you have 400. 400 mother-daughter cycles. That's civilization, that's humanity so far. And so we've had the idea of automatons, robots, etc., for maybe about 8 generations. And for the last 2 generations, we've actually made electronic computers in an attempt to make those. And we're suggesting here is, can we basically make true robots in another 4 generations? And I think if you think about the fact that before 400 generations ago, we were basically different than we are now. That's the definition of humanity and civilization. Is it something happened, a paradigm shift? There were organisms and mammals that made things, but they didn't make civilization. And now we have something happen. And so in 400 generations, we did this incredible shift, and that in 4 generations, we'll have another shift. I'm not answering this question, but I'm saying that's the level that we want to ask this question on, is 400 generations. So in generation 404, we're going to do something, we're going to morph into something else. Humanity. The central question, I think, the central question that we're going to be asking ourselves in this next century, from now, 2000 to 2100, the question that's going to be in the USA Today, novels, the subject of movies, the subject of our conversation is going to be basically, what is a human? And what are humans good for? This conference basically is part of that question. What are humans? What are we? What will we be in? Or who will we be? Or what was that?
Who will be we?
Who will be we? Yeah, who will be we? And so this is a central, I think, the issue that we're going to work on for the next century. What does it mean to be me? What does it mean to be you? What does it mean to be a male, a female, an American, a human? What does it mean? Because what we're doing is we're making lots of other things that used to do some of what we used to do. So I think in 2100 that people are going to look back at us now and just be amazed that we thought we knew what humans were about. Okay, we're just going to be, they really think that they knew what they were about, because we don't really know. So again, I think we're in for basically a 100-year identity crisis. Okay, and we're launching right now. Okay, so okay, then next word, replace. Replacement is actually a very unusual position in biology. It's very, very rare that a species will replace another species. The most common thing that happens is that a species actually inserts itself into an existing relationship of other species. It makes more. This is why we have 2 million species now, and we didn't have 2 million species 4 billion years ago. It's because while many species have gone extinct, most species actually are not replacing others. In fact, a lot the species who did go extinct were not because they were displaced by another species. They were from comets or from internal troubles in general. And the biological phenomena of displacement and replacement is actually very infrequent. And so I think the same is happening with technology. That it's very unlikely that technological things displace and replace other technologies. We've seen that in our own life where we tend to keep technologies, and sometimes they'll change and morph, but they actually don't go out of existence and become extinct. And so, given that we don't know who humans are, and the fact that their roles are going to change, I think replacement, even obsolescence, seems very, very unlikely. Robots, okay, the fourth word.